Samsung is getting ready to pull the curtain back on something big, and the excitement around the Galaxy S26 series is already heating up. Early next year is the expected window, but the exact launch date is still surrounded by mystery, and that uncertainty is only fueling the hype. At first, reports claimed the announcement had slipped to February 25, 2026. At the time, it sounded reasonable, especially with Samsung reportedly making a last-minute move to undo a rumored rebranding decision. But just when that timeline started to settle in, a new report flipped the story again. This time, insiders suggested Samsung would unveil the Galaxy S26, Galaxy S26 Plus, and the Galaxy S26 Ultra in late January, with sales kicking off by the middle of February. Now, yet another report from South Korea is pointing back to a February launch event, keeping fans guessing and conversations buzzing. According to Yonhap news agency, Samsung is planning to host its Galaxy S26 Unpacked event in San Jose, California, sometime in February. No exact date yet, but the location and timing line up closely with those early leaks, adding more weight to the February theory. Much of the discussion now centers on Samsung's newly announced Exynos 2600 chipset. This chip is expected to power the Galaxy S26 and Galaxy S26 Plus in select regions. Meanwhile, the Galaxy S26 Ultra is likely to go all in with the Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5 processor worldwide. Samsung claims its new 2nm chip will seriously boost on-device artificial intelligence features, especially image editing. The company is talking big numbers here, including a 113% jump in generative artificial intelligence performance compared to the Exynos 2500, thanks to a new neural processing unit. On top of that, CPU performance is said to be up by 39%. No matter the exact unveiling date, Samsung is expected to open pre-orders for about 2 weeks after the announcement. If the February 25 launch date turns out to be real, that means customers may have to wait until the second week of March to finally get their hands on Samsung's early 2026 flagship phones. Launching in February is not unusual for Samsung, but it would mark the first time since the Galaxy S23 in February 2023 that the company skips a January launch. There is still no official word on what caused the delay, though the rumored rebranding shuffle could be part of the story. Earlier reports hinted that Samsung had smoothed out those issues and was back on track for January. This latest information challenges that idea once again. For now, fans can only wait, but hopefully not for long, as Samsung prepares to unleash its next flagship lineup ahead of what could be a very challenging year for smartphone brands.
It's time to express the exceptional. Introducing the Exynos 2600. Built on industry-leading 2nm GAA process.
Just a few days ago, Samsung quietly dropped a name that instantly turned heads: Exynos 2600. And if you follow smartphone chips closely, you already know this is a big moment. This powerhouse is expected to land inside select Galaxy S26 series phones, and even before its official launch, the leaks are painting a very bold picture. According to trusted tipster universe ICE, the Exynos 2600 is built on an advanced 2nm process, most likely by Samsung Foundry. Right away, that signals ambition.
And the newly introduced ENSS boosts FPS using AI, delivering next-gen gaming experiences.
This chip reportedly packs a 10-core central processing unit, led by a prime core pushing 3.9 GHz. Alongside it are 3 high-performance cores running at 3.25 GHz, plus 6 mid-cores clocked at 2.75 GHz.
Exynos 2600 features an upgraded CPU that delivers up to 39% higher performance, enabling on-CPU machine learning. By supporting SME2, AI computation efficiency and processing speed are further enhanced.
All of this is powered by ARM's new Lumex platform, which promises faster artificial intelligence performance and smarter efficiency. And here's where it gets even more exciting. On the graphics side, the Exynos 2600 is said to feature an advanced Microdevices Juno graphics processing unit, also known as Xclipse 960, based on the RDNA architecture. It runs at 985 MHz and supports modern graphics application programming interfaces like Open Graphics Library Embedded Systems 3.2, Open Computing Language 3.0, and Vulkan 1.3. Earlier reports even suggest this graphics processing unit could outperform the latest Snapdragon chip's Adreno 840, though real-world results may still surprise us. As for availability, the Galaxy S26 and Galaxy S26 Plus are expected to use the Exynos 2600 in most regions, with Canada, China, and the United States being the exceptions. Meanwhile, the Galaxy S26 Ultra is likely to rely on the Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5 worldwide. The real question now is whether this chip can finally go toe-to-toe with giants like Apple A19 Pro, Dimensity 9500, and Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5. In the past, Exynos chips struggled with higher power consumption and heat, but this time, Samsung Samsung claims its new heat path block technology has changed the game. If that promise holds true, Exynos might be ready for a serious comeback. This really feels like one of those moments, the kind where Samsung steps back into the spotlight and reminds everyone what Ultra truly means. According to Shishir, the Galaxy S26 Ultra is not shaping up as a small refresh at all. This feels bold, confident, and very intentional, like Samsung is gearing up for something special again. The experience is expected to start with a breathtaking 6.9-inch quad high-definition plus AMOLED display, paired with a buttery smooth 120Hz refresh rate. Visually, this should feel rich, fluid, and deeply immersive, whether you are gaming, watching content, or just scrolling. The slim 7.9mm body combined with built-in S Pen support keeps that powerful Ultra personality alive for creators and productivity lovers. Performance is where things get even more exciting. The rumored Snapdragon 8 Elite Generation 5 processor hints at serious power, built for demanding multitasking, intense gaming, and long-term reliability. Camera lovers are also in for a treat. A massive 200-megapixel main camera is expected to lead the setup, backed by a 50-megapixel ultra-wide lens, a 12-megapixel 3x zoom, and a 50-megapixel 5x periscope camera. The 12-megapixel front camera should keep selfies and video calls sharp and clean. To round it all off, a 5,000 mAh battery with 60-watt wired charging, 25-watt Qi 2 wireless charging, IP68 protection, and one user interface 8.5 on Android 16 complete the package. A February 2026 launch could turn this into one of the most talked about phones of the year. It finally feels like the moment we have been waiting for. Samsung is gearing up to unveil the Galaxy S26 series in the coming months, and every new leak is making the hype feel real. The latest surprise is a fresh Galaxy S26 Ultra listing, and it just added fuel to the fire. A sharp-eyed Twitter user spotted the phone on China's 3C certification site, and the details are wild. The listing confirms the SMS948 model number, along with support for 60-watt wired charging, rated at 20-volt 3-amp. That single line alone is enough to shake things up. This almost confirms that Samsung is finally ready to bring faster wired charging back to the Ultra lineup. The last time we saw a real upgrade was way back with the Galaxy S20 Ultra, so this boost has been overdue for years. What makes it even more convincing is Samsung quietly adding a 60-watt charger to its own website. At this point, it feels less like a rumor and more like Samsung warming up for a major comeback. The 3C listing also highlights satellite connectivity for the Galaxy S26 Ultra. We already saw this feature on the Galaxy S25 Ultra, but now the question is simple: will Samsung push it further with stronger connections or new satellite features for its next flagship? The wait is getting exciting. Big news just dropped, and Samsung fans are gonna feel this one. For months, the Galaxy S26 Ultra rumors sounded exciting but uncertain. Snapdragon or Exynos, global split or regional drama, no one could say for sure. Now the wait is over, and the proof is finally here. Fresh leaks reveal that Galaxy S26 Ultra model numbers SMS948B and SMS948U have officially passed Federal Communications Commission certification. And here's the hook. Those documents confirm the SM8850 chipset, better known as the Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5. That changes everything. Based on Samsung's naming pattern, SMS948B points to the international version, while SMS948U confirms the carrier-locked United States model. Put that together, and the message is loud and clear. The Galaxy S26 Ultra is getting Snapdragon power worldwide. No compromises, no regional surprises, and it gets even more interesting. Reports suggest the Galaxy S26 and Galaxy S26 Plus will also run the Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5 across almost every market. The only exception is South Korea, where Samsung is rumored to use the Exynos 2600. One phone, one global chipset strategy, and a clear signal that Samsung is taking performance seriously this year. This is the kind of confirmation fans were waiting for.